So I thought to do a quick exercise, but just a short one. So if we try and make a pyramid, which is a priority pyramid in sustainable living, and we have 5 stories. So can anyone volunteer tell me what will be the 5 stories of this priority pyramid? Okay, I'll simplify. Oh, it's not working properly.
That's better.
You can hear? Okay. So I'm Priyanka Sulflam. I'm architect urban designer, and I specialize in sustainable mobility. And to explain sustainable mobility, I need your support. So very basic question I'm asking: if we have a priority triangle, by what do I mean by priority triangle? There are 5. Hello. What should be the top story, which is most important for us in sustainable mobility, and what should be the lowest, least important in sustainable mobility for us? Most important. So you think that the top of the triangle should be public transit. And what should be the bottom story of our mobility sustainable triangle?
Private owned vehicles.
Private vehicles. Anything from the students there or anyone? What do you think? What else are we missing in the triangle? Any guesses? It's very simple.
Walking, cycling, armored vehicles versus
NMT. NMT. So thank you, sir, ma'am, for highlighting this. So very simply, I would like to say that let's imagine a priority triangle where at the top we keep walking, because that is the most sustainable. When we define sustainability, it is by least carbon emission and most efficient. So we have walking at the top. Then we have the non-motorized transport, which includes our cycle rickshaws, our cycling, our e-rickshaws, anything which is taking us to the last mile connectivity and is non-motorized. And then we have our public transport, which includes metro and buses. So all these things. And then it comes to our logistics, which is the 4th story. And finally, we reach the private transport. So if we really want to achieve sustainable mobility in our society, we need to practice this priority triangle in our lives as well. So we always talk about, that our government is not acting and creating policies which are promoting sustainable mobility. But it is us who need to demand that. And I'll give you a very simple example that still our politicians are building their flyovers, their underpasses, and it's very much in trend which has not changed in the last 20 years. And why it is happening? Because still there is demand from people to make wider roads, high-speed roads in our cities. We have most number of roads in Delhi compared to other cities, and we have most number of cars in Delhi. And then we every second day complain about that we are stuck in traffic jams. Who are traffic jams? We are traffic jams. One person is using that car and sitting and occupying the road space, while in the same space, about 25 people can walk. So if we really want to promote sustainable mobility, we need to start rethinking. And I'll ask one more question: that how many of you have walked to any of your destination today? 3. And how many of you have used a private vehicle to reach anywhere? I think people are still shying away. I'm sure there's more. So I don't own a car, and it's my choice. Since I'm in this profession for 15 years, I've intentionally thought of not buying it because I thought it's more of a liability than an asset. And frankly, I'm telling you, I belong to Gurgaon. I'm born and brought up there. I've seen how city have gone from a walkable city to a dump of asphalt, if I say, and it is survivable. I don't use car there, and especially in the time today when we have Ubers and Olas, where if you actually need, you can do the shared transport. So it is very much easy. So I would request everyone here to kind of think from this perspective that how you can, at least for trips which are less than 2 kilometers, you should start using public transport, you should start using walking and cycling. So that is there. And I just want to highlight a few more points on why we need to shift towards sustainable mobility. First, I already mentioned, is the congestion and the traffic which we everyday face. Second is the water logging, which is the biggest problem in our cities right now. Nobody is addressing. Since 5 years, we are ignoring it. We're thinking, okay, maybe next year it won't happen. But Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, everybody has faced this water logging system, water logging issue. And then again, after 3 months, you might face monsoon. And then there's another issue. And then after some time, when the summers come, then we face the drought issue. So it's a situation where we might have ample water, but we're not able to store it. So, and why that is happening? Because our cities are dependent more on cars, which require wider roads, due to which there is concretization in our cities, and we're not able to give them soft scale which absorb water. So this is directly or indirectly is responsible for our issue in the cities. The third point is that how our cities are sprawling. When we say that land value is so much, that the cities are sprawling and more dependencies on the cars again. So this is again against working the sustainable mobility. So some of these issues which I wanted to highlight, and thank you so much for the opportunity. Yes, of course, pollution. You also talked about construction debris. I'm sure one of the major contribution is the road construction and the breaking of that. So all these things which are directly impacting are because of these issues. So yeah, I think just wanted to highlight that. If anyone have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
I just wanted to add that in the previous session we also spoke about walking being good for
Healthy.
mental health. So two birds with
Yes,
one stone.
abuse. I mean, that's one of the reasons that our health standards are going down, because our daily routine, which needs to incorporate 40 minutes of walking, as you mentioned, is not there. And so people need to make efforts to actually go walk. In fact, it's very easy. If I'm living next to a metro or 200 meters, my 15 minutes walk is very much easily possible. So I save on money, I improve my health, and I save environment. Thank you.